United States Penitentiary, Leavenworth. Located 25 miles northwest of Kansas City, this was the largest maximum security federal prison in the United States for over 100 years.
What was the next stop?
Went to Leavenworth. Behind that wall, you can't see, you only can see up. You can't see out. So every day I was in Leavenworth, it let me know that I was in prison, man. And it was a miserable time. it was miserable, man. It really was. It was miserable.
So, how was it at Leavenworth as far as the cars at Leavenworth? What was that like?
Okay, Leavenworth, they was finna get ready to shut Leavenworth down once they shipped us over there. So they ended up shipping about 500 Texas boys to Leavenworth. So we opened Leavenworth back up because they was finna shut it down. So once they shipped us in, and then they started shipping the rest of the Midwest boys in, we already had control. We was already running the compound because we was the first ones there. So the Midwest boys, they really didn't like that because once they came in, we had all the good jobs. We had everything rolling. They had to come through us to do everything.
When I think of Leavenworth, right, I think of the famous prisoners that was held at Leavenworth.
Right.
Was any of that mentioned when you were there?
Yeah, they talked about it, you know. Yeah, they talked about it. They got names on the wall and you know all that.
So in other words, what you telling me, the Leavenworth prison that held all those famous inmates like James Earl Ray, for instance, right?
Right.
They left all names on the wall. Was the cells the same or they had upgraded?
No, everything was the same. It was run down, man. Everything was the same.
If you had to think back at the time you was in Leavenworth, what was the worst thing you saw at the Leavenworth prison?
Okay, one day, you know, any given time we could be on the yard and something break out, and you know they had the tower, so they get on the tower, get down, get down, get down. You got to lay down wherever you at. You got to get on your belly, and if you ain't on your belly, the law gonna come through and put you on your belly. So I remember one particular day, these two guys, they was fighting, and they said, get down, get down. They let off a warning shot, so everybody got down. But the two guys that were fighting, they didn't want to get down because one didn't want the other one to get the upper hand on him.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I see the police. We had one black police. He was an older dude, man. He didn't care about no inmate at all. He treated all of us bad. So he was coming through, walking toward the fight. He had a baseball bat in his hand. And once he walked up to the fight, he swung the baseball bat and hit the dude in the back of the head and flatlined the dude, man. And I think the dude died.
So listen, Leavenworth is the same prison that Michael Vick was held at.
Right.
Michael Vick,
yeah, Michael Vick was at the camp. You know, okay. they got the pen and they got the camp.
Let's talk about the camp. What does the camp consist of?
The camp is where you got a whole bunch of freedom. You know, you don't have a fence. You can go outside and work. You just have a whole bunch of freedom when you're at the camp. You know, when you're at the low, you're at the medium, you're at the USP, you're at the high. You behind a fence or you behind a wall, and you don't have as much freedom as the camp do.
So Michael Vick had it easy,
basically.